with another function called non-linear, is right? In last class we see about the linearity, and now I got another example for you, and I'll tell about how the non-linearity comes for you. Okay, so please get a good thing, listen properly. Okay, now I got the example of y of n is equal to x square of n. So we got the previous formula. Right now I write the formula for you. Please hold on this one. So the time of a1 x1 of n and plus a2 x2 of n should be equal to the time of, although you can have another way, a1 into time of x1 of n plus a2 into time of x2 of n. Is it right? x1 of is the one time, x2 of is at the time. Both x1 of and x2 of n have the same time, and we may have the individual time also. Now what I just tell you means whatever it might be, the classification of time and individuals of the time should be equal. The classification of time and individuals of the time should be more equal, is it right? And now we gotta see the prove it more example. I got an example of y of n is equal to square of n, which is true. What I said actually, for finding whether a system is linear or non-linear, we have to just separate the input into two squares, is it right? So as per this how this problem, we have y of n is equal to x square of n. So we should have divided to x1 square of n and x2 square of n. Let me do. Now then here what I do. So I got a y1 of n is equal to x1 square of n and y2 of n equal to x2 square of n. I'm splitting, is it right? So we will take this one in the form of y3 of n. So what we do, we may go for y3 of n, is it right, equal to, look about here, this whole one is time of the whole x, is it right? So now what I do, I'm going to do the squaring of whole things. So this x is for whole thing, the time of the whole function. So what I do, I want to go for time of a1 x1 of n plus a2 x2 of n, the whole square. I hope you can understand it right. So look about here, I want to replace x of n by x square of n, is it right? Not individually, listen here. So this whole I have to make a square. So I got the whole common, is it right? So both x are said to be common. But look at here, it's not common. This is only for x. So I have to replace x1 of n by x square of n, x2 of n by x2 square of n. But here not like that. The square term is common for both. So what I do, I go with the problem of formula of a plus b the whole square. So that's equal to time division of a1 square x1 square of n plus a2 square x2 square of n plus 2 the twice a1 a2 x1 of n and x2 of n. So this is said to be y3 of n. Okay, you make the formula as number 1. Now we're going to go to the next one. That means what we talk about this one, that means for y3 dash of n, is it right? So what I do, I got the classification here. So y3 dash of n is equal to, I want to replace the x term by x square term, is it right, as per the sum. So what I do, have the a1 into time of x1 square of n. Otherwise you may go by this way, whole square, and then plus a2 time of x2 of n the whole square. So because x square of n also you can write in the form of x of n the whole square. So no problem. So both will be equal. So which will be equal to a1 into time of x1 square of n and plus a2 into time of x2 square of n. So you mark this one as 2. So from 1 and 2, this equation is entirely different because it's an expansion of a plus b the whole square way. But here it's not like that. You got only two terms, but here we have the term of 2 into a1, a2, x1, x2 of n, is it right? So from both these things, so from 1 and 2, so y3 of n is not equal to y3 dash of n. So if the both are not equal, means what? The system is said to be non-linear. Okay, now I got it right. So this is about the finding of system. Moving here, I just tell you in a clear way. If a transformer is giving supply to two houses, is it right? it should be both same. So it might be, so suppose if the transformer is giving exactly perfect supply, means so one house will be getting 240 supply and another house getting 240 volt. Sometimes it might vary. One house will be getting a 300 voltage, it might be varying, is it right? And another house will be getting 270 voltage. So like a small variation of behavior. That's called what? Non-linearity, because both houses are not linear. But if the voltage is said to be moreover somewhat equal, means so that's said to be linear. So this calculation will be mainly for the transformer. So that means about the classification of powers, or for signals, classification of a signal, how one mobile phone is getting receiving signal, one modem is receiving signal, how another modem is getting a change of speed, data rate. Like a small thing can classify based on this equation. Anyway, got idea, it's a quite practical way also you should have to approach everything. Okay, so thank you all. We just see about the next video, and once again thank you back. Yeah.